What if I told you that your laziness isn't actually laziness at all? It's physics. Sounds strange, right? But in the next few minutes, you'll discover why feeling lazy might be the most natural thing in the world, and more importantly, how to use science to overcome it. You're ambitious. You have big dreams. Maybe it's building a business, getting in shape, or mastering a new skill. But there's a problem. You keep procrastinating. You know exactly what you should be doing, yet you don't do it. This leads to guilt because deep down, you know you're capable of more. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. Think about something for a moment. When was the last time you felt lazy about watching your favorite show or scrolling through social media? Never, right? So maybe the problem isn't laziness at all. Maybe it's something else entirely. You might be nodding your head right now. Let me introduce you to Newton's first law of motion. Objects at rest tend to stay at rest, and objects in motion tend to stay in motion unless acted upon by an external force. This isn't just about physics, it's about your brain. Scientists call this mental inertia, and it's the real reason behind what you think is laziness. Here's where it gets interesting. When you set a big goal, like writing a 5,000-word essay or working out for an hour, you're actually fighting against this law of mental inertia. Your brain sees this massive task and naturally resists it. The bigger the task seems, the stronger the resistance. That's why willpower alone usually fails. But here's the good news. We can use this same law of physics to our advantage. Remember, objects in motion tend to stay in motion. The secret isn't to push harder. It's to make the initial push so ridiculously small that it barely requires any force at all. Let me show you two powerful ways to do this. First, the minimum viable action. Instead of saying, I need to write 5,000 words, tell yourself, I'll just write 50 words. Instead of, I need to work out for an hour, say, I'll just do one push-up. Sound too easy? That's exactly the point. Second, the 2-minute rule. Tell yourself you'll work on something for just 2 minutes. Put on your favorite song and clean until it ends. Write until your coffee gets cold. Read until the next chapter break. The beauty of this approach is that it works with your brain's natural patterns instead of fighting against them. It's like pushing a snowball down a hill. The hardest part is just getting it to move. Now here's something most productivity gurus won't tell you. Let me share a quick example. One of my friends was a frustrated entrepreneur who couldn't seem to start his business. Instead of planning huge workflow changes, he started with just one business-related email every morning. Just one email. 3 months later, he had naturally developed a 4-hour daily work routine, all because he made that initial push so small that inertia couldn't stop him. Remember, being ambitious doesn't mean you need to take ambitious first steps. In fact, the most successful people often succeed precisely because they understand the power of tiny actions. They know that consistency trumps intensity every single time. The best part? Each small win creates momentum for the next one. It's like building a success snowball that gets bigger with every tiny action. So here's your challenge. Take that big goal you've been procrastinating on. Make your first step so small, it feels almost ridiculous. Don't worry about seeing the whole staircase. Just take that first step right after this video. Because here's the truth about success. It's not built on motivation, willpower, or even discipline. It's built on understanding and working with your nature, not against it. As Newton might say if he were a productivity coach, an ambitious person in motion stays in motion. But first, you have to start moving. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more science-based productivity tips. And let me know in the comments, what's your ridiculously small first step going to be?